And you're listening to Deep Dive Live and watching the Podcastle Set-Jetter Saturdays here with Robert Patterson. Check out his awesome website at setjetter.com. Mr. Brian Koppel of Real to Real Locations. You can check out his website at rtrlocations.blogspot.com. How are you, gentlemen?
We're doing good.
Well.
It's 37 after. We're like the Faye Dunaway of podcasters.
So sorry. We're like the Madonna shows of lives.
Hey,
That'd be 2 in the morning.
what are you talking about? Oh,
Hey,
she's
Madonna's
right
never
on,
been late.
right on the dot every time. Yeah.
Hey, you know, my philosophy is if you're good enough, they'll wait for you. Marcy Playground can't wait 30 minutes to go on stage. Madonna could. But we got a good show tonight. How have you guys been? How's the fall?
I'm glad it's not
Weather
106 degrees anymore.
Say, is it fall yet? It's warm here. We hit 90 again here today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We didn't get that high.
It's stupid.
It was actually a little chill. I was out for a walk just now. It's a little chilly.
It's chilly willy.
It got down to 70. Is that where parkas come out in LA? You're like, oof.
Well, it's 68 right now in the valley. Okay. 67 it just dropped. And it was one of those hot summers where when it gets LA cold in a few months, I still won't wear a jacket because I'm like, I'll remember how bad it was. Like I will embrace.
Last week I couldn't even sleep. Like it was I'll remember that in January. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Matt, you're freezing to death outside. No, I remember. You're in Buffalo, New York now. It's fine. But
that'll be here before we know
it. Are there any new locations in the set jetting world that you gentlemen are tackling? Well, you're always researching, right?
Yeah.
I am gearing up for the Terminator and Nightmare on Elm Street 40th anniversaries.
Oh, I didn't realize you were familiar with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, I am.
Familiar. Why are you not? Do you not watch them?
It took me a long time to embrace them, but it's number 3 as far as the franchise go. I think many of their sequels are not as rewatchable as Halloween and
as nobody's perfect. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, okay. Here's a question: Do you feel like Halloween sequels and Friday the 13th sequels hold up better than Nightmare on Elm Street? Like,
yes,
what do you guys
definitely.
think about that?
I Dream Warriors, New Nightmare, are good, but the others are kind of like, oof. I gotta like really be in the mood to want to watch them. Whereas like, I could throw on the New Blood, and it's not like a chore to walk over to the DVDs and put it in.
It's hard to put on Dream Child. It's a boy.
Freddy's stand-up does improve as the series goes on, but it becomes a little less terrifying. How's this for a wet dream? I thought I'd chuckle at that.
No, we just had Friday the 13th last Friday. Did you gentlemen, did you watch any of the films?
The final chapter starring Bonnie Hunt.
Well, it's a Bonnie.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to knowing who the actress vicinity was. Most people probably wouldn't.
I also watched part 3. Those are my 2 favorites. So
yeah,
those are my first go-tos. So yeah, I watched those.
Yeah, they're solid. Robert, did you watch? Let me guess here. Part 5.
Actually, I went a little off script and I watched Friday the 13th Inspired.
Which
I
one?
watched In a Violent Nature.
Oh.
Which has a Friday the 13th actress in it.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
During the final scene, there is an actress from Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh, cool.
It's not Marta Kober. But
is it the one that had 20 minutes to get away?
Which one was 20 minutes to get away?
It's Vicky.
Is that
had to be Vicky?
Yeah, brown panties. Yeah. Well, so there's she's in almost kind of a single scene. I'm like looking at her, I'm like, I know her, but I don't. Where do I know? Like, it's kind of a dressed up, playing. Just like, And I was like, "Is that Deborah Foreman? It doesn't look like Deborah." You know, she kind of has
Yeah.
that look and so forth. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I know who it is."
Is
But,
that Deborah
but yeah, so we can wait to talk about it on the
Yeah.
podcast. But
yeah.
see, they're
Exciting.
the 13th-ish. It did make me wonder because off the record, they didn't pull it off very well, I don't think. But I was like, oh, wouldn't it be interesting to have actually go back to the locations and Jason running from the barn to the house, like just his point of view while he's like waiting around for Andy, around juggling. And I could watch them juggling like Jesus. Right?
What did you? The juggler.
The hippie's getting high. He's like, come on.
Come on.
But yeah, somebody, can we make that? That could be like a fan-made movie, I think.
Yeah,
it could be a fan-made movie.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of interesting. But so kind of I mean, obviously, I think about because they're like Behind the Mask kind of had the funnier version of that. But I thought, you know what, some of these places are still around. We can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still possible. There's a lot of possibilities with that whole thing.
You would follow the part 5, the homeless guy. It'd be all about him.
It would have to.
Star Wars have those comics of like these little known characters. There's you have their whole story, and so.
Oh yeah.
Or actually, you would probably do all the police officer. Like
that's what it'd be. It would be called Crystal Lake
PD. Yeah. So there we go. That's another. There's our new TV series.
There's a new one. That would be fantastic.
Ineffectual police officers at horror movies.
And their uniforms change every episode.
Officer friendly.
Well, they are. Speaking, you just mentioned the Star Wars thing. There is a new show coming out soon, and it stars Jaleel White, better known as Urkel, as like one of the cyborg things. And they had a still of it, and I'm like,
for real?
Yeah. And I was thinking maybe this is his one, because obviously everything since Family Matters, he's Steve Urkel, that he's typecast for life. And I was like, maybe the Star Wars thing will like open up a second act for Jaleel White. And then the first paragraph is, him as Urkel, but we know him as, oh gosh, he's forever Urkel. But it's so bizarre that he's in a Star Wars show.
Maybe Mayim Bialik will be in a Lord of the Rings TV show.
Maybe it'll be like
start a whole trend.
It'll be a Michael Keaton thing. Like, we didn't realize there was an great actor behind them. We thought it was just a Mr. Mom.
We didn't know. Well, speaking of these beautiful sitcoms, we have a little treat for viewers tonight. I put together some lyrics from our favorite sitcoms and maybe some of our not so favorite sitcoms. I think Robert's going to roll his eyes a lot on this one.
I think I'm not going to win.
We don't have to do it for winning, but they're so if
we
you
do.
take away the music, the melody, and you just read the lyrics, there's some very dark and creepy lyrics to these sitcoms that we grew up with. So what I like to do is just read you. I didn't put the whole song obviously together, but like there's 2 or 3 lines from each.
Okay.
And you guys tell me what song it is and if it's creepy, what you think.
Now, is it first to guess, or are you going back and forth and keeping a tally? How's this going?
I would say first to guess because I will
first
fail.
to guess.
Yeah, you'll just be waiting for me.
That's a good thing.
I'll just keep saying Family Ties.
That might be a good thing, though. Because Robert, you were in college when a lot of these came out. And I hope you weren't sitting at home at TGIF.
This is where I'm going to have no idea. I was like, there were TV sitcoms when I was in college.
I don't think any of us. I mean, a lot of these I didn't even know. I had to look them up, but they're just creepy. They're creepy. There's
90210 didn't even have lyrics, so.
You know what? Some of the really good ones didn't too. They knew like this never works out well. Like Mama's Family had her singing in like the first season, and then they're like,
what had a good non-lyric theme song and then switched to lyrics? The Brady's. The short-lived 1990 revival had a great instrumental, and then which aired when it aired on CBS, and then when it re-aired like on Fox Family or something, they added the version where Florence Henderson sings, and the lyrics are just some of the worst you've ever.
Are they really bad?
Really bad. That show, I love it. It had 6 episodes and it had 3 versions of the theme song.
You're like, we're still fixing it.
We're still.
The first one was perfect. They didn't need to do anything with it. But I heard for the first time, it was like in 1999 that I found this theme song website, and it had that version, which I'd never heard before. And I was like, oh my God, awful.
Is it? Do you think it's because they had a few different theme songs and they're like, let's test it with the audiences?
Well, I'm sure Florence Henderson had in her contract, because she always sings a song in like those reunion movies. So she probably had it in her contract. And then they're like, the test audience liked the other one better.
Yeah, sorry, Flo.
Sorry, Flo.
Yeah.
This is from the 90s reiteration of it?
1990, yes. It was it was supposed to be several TV movies because A Very Brady Christmas did so well. And then CBS ended up being short a series. So they asked them to do a weekly dramedy show, and 30-something was so big at the time. And I mean, it's so bad it's good.
I gotta look out for that. I don't think I've ever seen. I would have remembered.
Well, I have the Brady Bunch box set, which has them all. Actually, I still have the original VHS recordings I have as well.
The true fan.
Someone posted, I think, all 5 or 6 episodes on YouTube, so I think you could find them on there too.
Oh, that's cool. Have you seen that, Robert? Were you watching the 1990 Brady Bunch?
I was not.
I
was.
I was
Friday night at 8:00. I'm sure you were out on the town.
I can't say what I was doing. Actually, we were probably still getting ready then. Back then, you know what I mean? Like you were still.
Yes.
It was a production.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, here's the first one. This is if you're just tuning in, these are creepy lyrics from beloved sitcoms, and I'm just going to read a few lines. You guys tell me what they are.
Okay.
Tell me if they're not creepy too. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, who knows?
It seemed delightful to me.
So the first one is, new boy in the neighborhood lives downstairs. Charles in charge lives downstairs, and it's understood. He's there just to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. Charles in charge of our days and our nights. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. And I sing, I want Charles in charge of me. 1 point to Brian. And why is he in the basement, and it's understood he's just there to take care of me?
And it's weird because on the show, he's on the first floor.
Is he really?
Well, actually, okay. Yeah. So
he's in like an alcove in the back.
Lives downstairs. No, wait, they don't say the word basement, right? Lives downstairs, they say, right?
Live downstairs. So maybe they're applying to the first
floor.
So
the kids, they're on the second floor. Yeah, he's on the first floor.
Okay. So that makes sense.
That makes sense, yes.
But it's a little creepy, though, that he's the new boy and he's there just to take care of me.
Well, it is Scott Baio.
Yeah, right. What's he doing?
I think
Robert. It is.
It was the 90s. That's what you did.
It was the 80s.
I love when Robert rationalizes
the
decade, but then it always does kind of make sense. Like, and I always bring up Halloween too. I'm like, why is the paramedic like smoking weed and having sex in the thing? And you're like, it was the 70s. It was the 80s.
What you did in 78.
Like, oh yeah, I guess so. They were partying. So it was Charles in charge.
I was team Pembroke family, not the Powell family.
Powell was the grandfather, right?
Powell was when it went into syndication. Pembroke is when it aired for that one season on CBS.
Oh, right. But wasn't the actor that played the grandfather's last name Powell?
His actual name, I think, was Callahan.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Powell was the character name.
You know, everybody on that cast, too, like Alexander Polinsky and Nicole Eggert, they all said Scott Baio was like a nightmare. Like sexual stuff and then like abusive.
Yeah.
I guess he really was in charge.
He was always a charmer.
All
I did meet him.
Oh,
what was he
the Hollywood
like?
show?
What was he like?
No, I was just at Paramount and bumped into him. So this was I was at the time. This is before we got to really know him, but I was obviously an Arrested Development fan, so I was excited to meet Bob. Blah blah.
Charles is in charge of me.
The best character names on Arrested Development.
That is a great show.
Yes.
Okay. You guys ready for the next one?
Go, Brian.
Go.
I'll just be like,
how did I get to living here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world's confusing me. With clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows your tune. Then a little voice inside you whispers, kids, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart and a hand to hold on to.
Full House.
Full House.
I didn't get it till the end. I was
Well,
like,
you don't
the way
really
you're
hear
reading
it,
it,
that
yeah,
raspy voice, like,
Mm.
but the lyrics are, this old world's confusing me with a cloud as mean as you ever seen. Not very optimistic.
No.
I don't have good vibes in San Francisco listening to the song. I feel like I want to curl up and cry.
Yeah.
I've never seen Full House.
This
really-
is one
I
segment
really have
though,
not,
Robert.
yeah.
It can't be like, what? You never. We're like, yeah, good for you. Like,
There was no reason for me to,
right.
at that age, to be.
No, if you're gonna watch
Watching
San
that.
Francisco, you gotta watch. Well, he was creepy then. He was
Yeah.
creepy then.
It's creepy time.
That's
Robert's
funny that trailer recut as a horror movie.
Oh,
Well,
it's
yeah, I mean,
good.
is Full House versus the Zodiac Killer. I'm just saying. Yeah,
I love the Zodiac.
Yeah,
It's
he's
funny.
always gonna driving by. Because this
All right.
the one. Yeah.
It's creepy. It's funny though. Okay, this next one's might be a little tougher, but the lyrics are: "The dream wide broken seemed like all was lost. What would be the future?
Step by step.
Step by step. Good job. Could you pay the cost? You wonder, will there ever be a second time around when the tears are over and the moment has come?"
Is that Patrick Duffy?
Yeah, which
Great.
we met him at the Hollywood show.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch Light.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen it.
So Patrick Duffy and Susan
Is this Suzanne Summers?
Yeah.
Summers,
What was her other show that she did? The
Three's
Sheriff.
Company.
Three's Company.
The Sheriff.
Oh,
Is that?
yeah. What's that called?
I think that's when I was like, I might have watched that one, but anyway, but
The sheriff one?
wasn't she a sheriff? in
Yeah,
something? I
she
can't remember.
was.
Oh yeah. What was
Susan-
that?
Forget the name of it.
Anyway.
Well, what was her deal in Step by Step? I know they both had their kids, but were there 3 of them each? Or were they not that blatant? Because it was very much like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I gotta remember. She had.
She's the Sheriff was that sitcom,
Oh.
Robert.
Just spell it out. Yeah,
She's
what was the one where she's the sheriff? If anybody can name that.
they're really yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I think there were 3 apiece, and then Sasha Mitchell's character
I
was
remember
like
Sasha, I
a
remember Sasha
nephew.
Mitchell. He was at
Yeah.
his
Frank's nephew or something. I think it was 3 apiece.
I might have seen that. Was he like a dumb guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Wait, there
only
were
saw them at the
3
Hollywood show.
Yeah, there were 3 girls and 3 boys, but they weren't. They were mixed in. Like one had 2 girls and a boy, and the other had. It's like it wasn't.
They want to completely rip
Yeah,
off.
right.
This
If
is
you're gonna rip
different,
off the
you
Brady
guys.
Bunch, mix it up a little bit.
He
We saw
has-
them at the Hollywood show. Patrick Duffy was very nice.
Yeah.
Robert got what was the movie from? It wasn't Step by Step. Was it?
Well, what did I have him sign?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
trying
I
to
had him
remember-
sign the shower scene from Dallas for a friend. So
That was it. Yeah.
because we were talking about that, but with my friend Linda Gray.
That's Dallas.
Yes.
All right. So good job, Brian, guessing that.
Am I supposed to wait till it's over or guess when I know it?
I think you
Um,
should guess when you know it. That way you show a smart yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can guess whenever. Yeah, but guess when you know it's fine.
Okay.
Now this is maybe the hardest. This next one might be the hardest one on the list, but this is another creepy sitcom. Sitcom lyrics, I should say. None of these are creepy. It's the lyrics taken
Could
out of
be
context.
interpreted, yeah.
The lyrics are: "No matter what you do, you can count on me. No matter where you go, I'm standing by your side."
My 2 dads.
Wow, how did you know that? I didn't know anybody that watched that show. I
Right.
mean, that would know
Actually,
the
the
lyrics.
girl on one of the girls on Step by Step was the girl on My 2 Dads.
Quite the connoisseur there. All right, good
I've
job.
never seen my
Thank
2
you.
dads.
Now, My 2 Dads had the same girl from Step by Step in there, right?
I just said that.
No.
I thought you said.
Was it Step by Step? Stacy.
Yeah.
It was Step by Step. Okay.
Who
I'm
was
thinking of
also
something
on
else.
Going Places.
I don't know that one.
That was with Heather Locklear and Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Melrose Place.
Pre-Melrose Place. So it was the show that canceled Just the 10 of Us because the other 3 shows in the TGIF.
Because they couldn't afford 10 cast members?
It became just the 5.
No, it's because the other 3 shows in the TGIF block were Miller Boyett shows, and Just the 10 of Us wasn't. And they had some deal, and they got that show, and it canceled.
It was a Miller Boyett production.
Just 10 of Us.
Yeah. Good job. Very good job.
Going to the movies. Said Brian has seen every episode of every sitcom release. That is absolutely true. Brian, all he did was watch TV. Nobody saw him for years.
Yeah, I got
he just
3 shelves worth of sitcoms on DVDs.
That's good. It's television history there.
And I was out drinking and
living the dream.
Living the dream. Oh, Brian is watching the Brady Christmas.
Well, what else? I mean, what else could you watch then? The Stand will come out for another 3 years. So
yeah, we were doing. We watched. You know what? I remember it would be late at night, and it'd be the Tales from the Crypt and Monsters.
Those I love that.
Syndicated shows,
which are back on Tubi now. Monsters. Yeah.
With
I was in there the other day, and it was, you know how it gives you the genres like comedy, family. Well, there was comedy, and there was like Paul Blart, Mall Cop, and all that. Okay, and then it was Tales from the Dark Side, and then Monsters. I'm like, man, I don't really know if these are comedies.
Amusement,
amusement, I guess.
Yeah,
but you can't go wrong with Tubi.
Well, I don't know. Some of these sitcoms I really wouldn't classify as comedy either, but just saying.
Just saying. Okay, next one. Here's the lyrics. When you drop kick your jacket as you came through
Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere. No one glared, but sometimes things get turned around and no one's spared. All hands look out below. There's a change in the status quo. Gonna need all the help we can get. I think the line, no one's spared. It's a little dark for a Pittsburgh lighthearted sitcom.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
they were all at the Hollywood show last time.
Yeah, Belvedere.
Did you meet them, Brian?
I just walked past them.
I
didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want their
just
autographs.
Walk with the air of I'm on my way to see Monica Keenan. Excuse me.
You know, somebody put a clip on YouTube of her at the Iron City convention. I forget what the name of it was, like 2 years ago. And she was high as a kite. And it was a Nightmare on Elm Street panel. And there was like Robert Englund and a few others. And she was the last one to come up and like, and Monica Keenan. And they were asking the cast, you know, what was with this? And Robert Englund was, you know, professional gentleman as always. They get to Monica and she couldn't stop laughing. She was like high as a kite. And then she goes, somebody, I don't know if they felt bad, but they were like, Monica, what's your next step? And she goes, well, it's fun. It's funny. And it took her like a minute to compose herself. And she goes, have you ever seen Breaking Bad? People are like, yeah. She's like, well, it's kind of like that. And she didn't really explain. And like all the comments were just, oh, that's so sad. And she can't control herself. And I'm like, yeah, it is kind of sad. But hey, all this, if you want to see all the stars.
She's trying.
Yeah.
She's trying.
They asked if that's a Christmas tree back. Is that a very Brady Christmas tree you got back there,
Brian? Oh, no, that's my holiday tree. Right now, it's decked out in green, purple, and orange lights for Halloween.
Oh.
And that will change November 1st.
It's a true holiday tree for the holidays.
Yes. This is the first time I got these lights for Halloween, so I'm trying to up my Halloween decorations. Good question. It does look
trying to get in the season.
But right now
it's just a tree on fire in the apartment.
Let it burn.
It is that hot.
All right, I got one more here.
Family
this is Robert's.
Do we have one from the 70s that Robert might know?
I don't know. Yeah. Do you got Angie? Do you got Alice?
Good references.
Other sitcoms with one female name.
Do you have Maude?
Yes.
So this one is that's anybody's guess. Ain't no good reason for getting all depressed.
Blossom.
But if you need an answer, I'll give you a piece of my mind. In my opinionation, it's Blossom. That's a that was a good. I don't think it was a Friday night. I think it was like a Monday night show, right?
It was a Monday night show. Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
Glad to see Joey Lawrence getting work again after Give Me a Break.
Robert's never seen Blossom.
Yeah,
You're right.
What were you were out on Monday nights?
Well, when was Blossom out? I mean,
1990 to 1995, I think.
20 to 25.
I'll give Blossom credit though. They did tackle some issues that most sitcoms weren't at the time. There was like substance abuse stuff going on and depression. It was like, I guess, more serious. You know, it was funny, but it was still.
And in the pilot, they have a Halloween joke.
Oh, like the Halloween franchise?
Yeah, Joey Lawrence. I forget what the setup for it, but Joey Lawrence says like Halloween 1, 2, and 4, and then somebody else says and 3, and he's like, there was a 3. I always appreciated that
Little inside joke to.
So Who's the Boss had a Halloween joke too.
Really?
They were leaving Samantha home to babysit Jonathan, and Tony asks what can go wrong, and she says, "Have you ever seen Halloween 2?" Which, I mean, it's really Halloween. Like Halloween 2 doesn't have babysitting stuff. Yeah. I kind of get what they were going for, but maybe they didn't think people would. maybe they didn't think they would differentiate between the holiday and the movie. I don't know, but that
could be.
That always sticks out in my mind too.
Maybe
speaking of Halloween,
neighbors, spousal abuse or something like that.
Speaking of Halloween, look at this gentleman's handsome Halloween hoodie that you got on there. So
I was like, what?
That's awesome.
Very nice.
Halloween 40th anniversary hoodie. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
As one wears.
So that was the sitcoms. Brian has seen them all, I guess, and that's fantastic. That's cool. Great job. You want to meet?
Thank you.
Just wait till I come up with the quiz.
Just wait.
Yeah,
you came up with a good quiz last week. The Friday the 13th was a tough one.
Oh well, those are.
Oh yeah, I was listening to those questions. I wouldn't have gotten a lot of the.
A lot of Jason goes to hell.
A lot of Jason goes. Thank God for multiple choice.
Do they love that? Yeah. So. Someone was kind of questioning, like, is this true? But yeah, I don't know why they skipped over some. Like, it was like, did they just? It's probably like I read it back. We've only seen half the movies.
That's what it was.
Here's the trivia. Yes.
It's whatever they could get their hands on that week, and they're like, let's just roll with it.
Let's do it. There's an Elm Street version of that too, so we could do Elm Street trivia for the 40th anniversary. So, which I saw the event was this last weekend, but it didn't look like they added anybody. It was kind of.
I didn't go. I was thinking about going, and then I decided not.
You were watching Blossom.
Is that the convention you guys were talking about on the last show?
It was a.
It was a screening with a couple of people.
The third removed from the Elm Street series. Well, they did have like the soundtrack. Was it Charles Bernstein?
Yeah.
Was there? Yeah, which he doesn't really do conventions. So they had a few decent people, but then it was also so and so from Freddy versus Jason. I was like, well, this.
I think it was the writers from Freddy versus Jason.
Anniversary. Like it was like. Okay.
It was the writers.
Here's a guy who saw it on the big screen in '84. Like, all right, but
here we go.
But I think because I know I think it was the same weekend Robert Englund was at Horror Hound. So, but they haven't. I don't know why. I mean, Halloween has been. I don't know why no other series has kind of jumped on the bandwagon of having some milestone.
Well, next year is supposed to be Friday the 13th.
Do I have to go down to Texas again for a made-up convention?
Well, speaking of Texas,
here.
Wait, what is that, Brian?
I believe there's going to be a Friday the 13th convention next year.
Oh, like
at the
real one kind of thing?
Yeah, at the same place where the Hollywood show is.
That'd be pretty cool.
People were speculating whether it was like a fake thing that somebody drew up, but
yeah.
I've been fooled before. I have yet to forgive. It'd be the same guy taking all of our money. I'm like, damn it, again.
And speaking of anniversaries in Texas, this is 50 years for Texas Chainsaw Robert. Are they doing anything for that, or is that? That's you would have heard about it, right?
Convention-wise, I don't think so. They're releasing some special 4Ks, I know.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know. There's just a handful left now at this point.
Yeah, you're right. The other franchises really have not.
Criterion.
What Halloween has.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, same thing. They have enough of a cast.
Yeah.
That they could pull from kind of a lot of different people, and people would go and
a lot of locations here.
And they show up here and there, like they find the little girls from the jumping rope and stuff like that. But they just don't have a dedicated convention. So
yeah, that'd be cool if they did.
Not like the Halloweenies.
No, they do it right. You were saying one year, Robert, you were at a Halloween convention, and there was like Dean Cundy was just like walking around, like
the first one. He was just there,
like no problem.
Yeah, and I think was it Nick Castle that one, just kind of walking around too. I think.
Wow.
I thought he was at the 30th, and he just sat at somebody's table. I think he sat at Dean Cundy's table, but he didn't sign anything or something.
And some people started to recognize him and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's so cool.
We'll just leave it at that. The end.
The end.
Because then I start thinking about other people who like just showed up. And I was like, yeah, they were there.
They just showed up.
Yeah, but we'll just
all the stars.
There's always strange moments. Even from the very first one, from that 25th anniversary, there was like so many weird, strange moments in those 48 hours that I was just like, ooh. Even there was like, I know it only took 2 days, but I'm like, I know some of these actors a little too much that I don't. Yeah. So.
Was the convention that you guys went to was a Halloween convention where you walked like 25,000 feet that day or whatever?
Yes.
Steps? Was it 26,000?
12 miles, something crazy like that.
I was not prepared.
Are you doing tours or something? What was like happening?
Literally walking tours of so the bus and I think it was no fault of except for the bus companies they said they were not able to go into certain neighborhoods, and I know LA gets more strict about that. So instead of parking the bus and doing here and parking and moving or whatever, we had to park the bus and then just literally walk the entire length of Pasadena back and forth. So it was but yeah, and there was some, I don't know, I felt like I lost a couple people along the way. Like, yeah, we're just gonna hang back. But I wanted to show them get in there. And then it was also a race against time because the buses had to be back by a certain time. It's just like this, and some bus drivers were not as nice as others.
Yeah, I was getting too ahead of myself. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna finish early. I'm gonna take him to the high school because it's not on the route, but it's right there. And I was like, not happening.
No.
Not happening.
And I had a 9-month pregnant woman on my bus.
Oh, that's right.
Thankful she didn't go into labor. She was a trooper. She was there till the end.
Good for her.
9 months.
And I kept saying, I'm like, you can stay on the bus if you want. But...
What if she went into labor and you had to deliver it and it was a Halloween miracle? What would you name him? Loomis? Like what? How would that play out?
I don't know.
Loomis?
Little baby
Michael.
Michael.
Gary Tate.
Names,
yeah. Russellville.
Oh, it's endless. We're gonna before we get into the next segment, just a shout out to all the people tuned in right now in the comments. I see randomly Randy going to the movies. Nicholas, we are live. Thank you for joining us, and everybody else. Thanks for tuning in. We don't have to dwell on this next subject, but you guys are the maestros. It's Jurassic Park. We love this movie, but there's I read all the news and everything that comes out that I can possibly find, and there's been several articles about how they're taking the same dinosaurs from the first movie, like the T-Rex, like it's still supposed to be the same, actual dinosaur
animal,
and they're changing a lot of the features and the raptors. They're obviously much different. That's part CGI and just part the way things work. But with the 7th movie coming out, how far have we fallen from grace with the original. If you're not familiar with my love of that film, I saw it 6 times theatrically. I watch it like once a year. I love this movie. It was so great, and it just do you think it's done? Like, will it ever redeem itself, or is it just a bad, shameless cash grab now?
Let me go back to your first, because do you say they're changing the dinosaurs like they're not true to what they was like 65 million years ago, or
oh no, from the
film
first
to
one.
film? Okay,
Like, so the
Like-
T-Rex in '93.
the OG T-Rex is still chomping around.
Yeah, like if you remember in Jurassic World at the end, it has the T-Rex roars, and it's got the scratches on it. Those are supposed to be the scratches from the original Raptor at the end of the '93 because it scratched them.
And he has the cane. He's like,
You won't barf. That's what you do.
I need some glucosamine. My joints are
Why would you
killing
kill the Raptor? It's what you do.
It's what you do. Go.
It's what you do. But do you?
No.
I think it
any
can.
hope for this, or is it like
I do, because
you do?
it's
Okay.
First one great, Lost World terrible.
Sarah.
Part 3 I thought got
Sarah.
a tiny bit better, and then Jurassic World I thought was excellent, and
Yeah.
then straight down the shitter again.
Yeah,
So-
Jurassic World was a good. It was different. There's some fan service, but they did it well enough that you're like, okay. And
Yes.
I think what I liked about that is I just saw the scene where the boys arrive at the park, and I was like, oh, this is what we dreamed of. We wanted to see the park in action, completely full, and it was like a horrible Disney-fied. It's like, oh, this is exactly the nightmare that we thought it would be. But but I was like, that's what we kind of wanted, and it had some nice carnage. That.
It had the pterodactyl scene that everyone wanted. Like the 1 and 3 was just kind of
Yeah,
that's what I was waiting for since the first one.
the Jurassic World one.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if they obviously they're going to make a sequel after the first one because it was so big, like people needed it. But if they waited a little bit and made Jurassic World, the Lost World, more like Jurassic World, where they go back to the park and like if they're trying to reboot it, I think it would have been better. But you're right, the Pteranodon sequence is like we needed that.
Yes.
It's like right up front, right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, well, I'll disagree. We need to cut more than the gymnastics scene to make it a movie masterpiece. But, and especially when they started making up these hybrid dinosaurs, they always said, the more teeth or whatever. It's like, I know they're trying to make it bigger, scarier, but it's just like, I don't know. That's not what we need. We actually needed smaller, creepier dinosaurs or something. You know what I mean?
I think we
bigger
needed
ones, yeah.
the Raptors to take a back seat and get. I know they're small and fast, but enough with the Raptors.
Enough with the Raptors.
There are more dinosaurs out there that it's not like there's a shortage.
Well, I think we're burnt out with the Raptors.
After the first one, I'm like, and then they're on the poster for the for Jurassic World. I'm like, oh God.
Do Stegosauruses, do Triceratops, do like more aquatic things. There's a million dinosaurs you could do.
Yeah.
I did bring a raptor claw.
Oh my gosh. That's so amazing. You always have something cool. Can we see it again?
This is my sister's. So this is the replica prop from the beginning with the boy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Guess we're going to have to adapt too.
So this came out during the original Jurassic Park movie. Yeah, that she has. So I think I bought it for her as a Christmas present or something like that. So
that's a beautiful gift.
Yeah. So you can reenact the scene with. I should have brought it to what was it, HorrorCon? That the Dream Child was at. The guy that played him. Yeah. So it doesn't look very scary to me.
Looks like a big turkey. Try to have a little respect. The going to the movies, ranking best to worst: Jurassic Park, Lost World, Jurassic World, JP3. The one after Jurassic World was
Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, I think that's the worst. Well, I think Dominion's the worst one. I think Fallen Kingdom is second to last.
Wait, what was
the one with the bugs? Yeah,
the last one that came out where they're in Europe.
Dominion. It was
Dominion.
like James Bond.
That's
Indiana
the
Jones, Jurassic
Locust
Park,
and whatever, and it was an embarrassment for Laura Dern, and it was an embarrassment for
Everybody.
Ice.
It was
It was
bad.
environment. Yeah, it was.
Well, back to your point though about the Raptors is one, I think everyone was really burnt out with them, and two, to quote Chris Pratt in Jurassic World, like it's dinosaurs. Wow, enough. You don't have to put them behind motorcycles. They don't have to go on reconnaissance missions. Like that was like too much. I thought when he's like, "Let's go," and they're like, they're like trained to do little missions. It's like, come on.
No.
There's so much you could do with that. You didn't even need to invent, I don't think, the Indominus Rex. Because there's so many cool dinosaurs you can like
Brought to you by
use.
Verizon Wireless.
Right. It's like going to the Pittsburgh Zoo. Or whatever she says.
Is that next year that the new one comes out?
I think so. I think
Yeah, I
they're
think
done
it's
shooting. I think
2025.
they did principal shooting. And I think they've only released one shot of it. Because I know there was rumors that this was going to be Lex and Timmy grown up, but then they have different character names, so that's probably not. But when you see the picture, I'm like, yeah, that could be grown up Lex and Timmy.
Jurassic Park
ignoring the real
Rebirth. Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought they might just do another. We would go to Jurassic Universe or something like that. Keep upping the titles to, like let's.
Jurassic Galaxy.
Yeah, at some point it just has to keep getting bigger. And as I don't know. One point it'll be Jurassic in space. It will happen.
Hopefully it's Jurassic Park 10. Yeah.
J10.
Once you get right.
JX.
Jurassic versus Jason.
I like
I'm sure there's
Jurassic.
a comic about this. I'm sure somebody's made something.
The sets are really cool, I think, and most of the movies they do a pretty good job with most of the sets. But Jurassic Park 3, I thought they did a good job because it's the other island, the Isla Nublar or whatever it is, where they have like the abandoned like lab where they were creating them, and I thought that was like
it all occurred somewhere else. We just never talked about it.
We don't have the budget
until this. Like what?
What? I like Jurassic Park 3 more than 2. I know
I'm right there with you.
It was a better ride,
It
had better set pieces, and it knew when to get in and get out, and it ended quickly, like and the end, so it was done by the time. But some were like left over from the book, like the river and stuff like that. So they were still culling from original material, I think. So
having 20 less cast members also helped.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, It was too crowded in Lost World. It was like, wow, so much going on.
It's like the New Blood. There were too many kids. Like, what's your name?
We don't make names. It's like
they're all dancing.
Yeah, we could do a mashup of
I think it could be done.
Tanita.
Now, so those are good points on Jurassic Park. They're the franchise. They're overdoing it. A lot of times they got it right. Sometimes they missed the mark. On the other side of the token, it makes so much money. They're going to do something. I mean, they're all grossing over like $1 billion. It's not like they're flopping.
Yeah.
So I just think they're saturating, like Star Wars. They're saturating the brand where they could, they could do more.
Now my sisters watched the is it Camp Cretaceous?
Oh,
the animated. So I think
how is it?
Enjoyed that. I think she likes it. So, and I think they it's interesting because they can, obviously it's cheaper and they can kind of revisit. They could go back in time, or without having to worry about old cast members.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should bring
turkey.
Julianne Moore back. I was like, she was still like running around. Hey Nick.
Hey Nick. That's what you do.
I was like, shoot, I ended up on the island alone again. She'd be on the dock at the end. It was like, oh no.
What is Vince Vaughn's?
We left Sarah.
What's Vince Vaughn's character's name in that? Where he's like,
that's Nick, isn't it?
It's the Isla de la Muerta, the 7 deaths. Yes. And it's like, yeah, it's right there. We're just kind of sailing around. Kind of know what's going to happen.
An hour from Catalina,
An hour from Catalina.
It's a day trip to find the dinosaur island. Boat or helicopter. No need to get free fuel.
The best though are the the spin-offs like Dino Island and Jurassic Beach, like all the cash grabs on sci-fi over the years.
Those were rampant at the time. Yeah,
they were. It was like crazy. Did you ever watch any of those?
No. Yeah, you knew to stay away from them. So, well, how are they supposed to compete with that? I did bring another Jurassic Park prop.
Oh wow, what do you got? Oh, that's the coolest thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that it pops open.
Yeah, we haven't put the labels on it or the liquid and stuff like that, but it is a nice.
Do you laugh like Nedry whenever it pops? Or you like?
I do my high pitched.
Yeah. Don't get cheap on me, Robert.
Dodson. Why did I have to recast him?
Yeah, Wayne Knight. He's such a great character in that.
Yes.
Because that was the whole moral of the story was, or the big irony, is spare no expense. But you did on the most important thing, security, and you got Nedry.
One IT guy and one security guy. Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
That's all we need.
That's all we need. Nedry. Now the hurricane, if I'm not mistaken, in Jurassic Park was Hurricane Aniki. That's the one that wiped out the cocoa palms that like blew Hawaii was filmed at. That was a real hurricane that they got shots of in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the boat scene and everything.
Hotel,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine being on that set though, like in Hawaii, making like one of the greatest movies. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Robert's been to that location.
I assume though, well, I guess if you're on a Spielberg set, you probably can assume that this could be a classic, especially by that time, like
safe bet.
Yeah. But I also wonder, like, they were acting to nothing, like they were really depending on CGI that they had not really seen exist anymore. But they also obviously they had the real T-Rex and stuff there in the studio. So yeah, they probably knew what they were getting into. But trust Spielberg. I'm like, can't wait to be in part 2. And I'm like, shoot, I should have done the first one. But who would say no? I'm
going to spotlight you, Robert. I want to grab something to show the viewers real quick.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's going on.
What is going on?
This is what I watch.
I wanted to share this tonight. Robert, I know you're a book guy.
Yes.
I mean, you read. You're a smart person.
I don't just watch sitcoms.
I just got this guy official script book.
Oh,
Jurassic Park.
I've seen that. I don't know.
Very nice.
So I really recommend this. I obviously haven't read the whole thing, but basically it's laid out with the entire, just the script, straightforward. But each page and each scene has a storyboard and notes from Spielberg and people working on it of what it was supposed to be and versus what came out of it. And it was like some of it was really dark. Like they were supposed to make John Hammond was supposed to be like more kind of evil, I guess, sort of like the book.
He was evil in the book, yeah.
Yeah. And they like glossed it up a little bit. And there were like more dinosaur scenes. There were, like when the Triceratops sick, there was a reason for that that they didn't show. But it's like really interesting to see what we got is like a true lesson in like how to cut a movie. Because it could have been kind of bloated, I think. But it's really good if you ever get a chance.
Sometimes the best decisions are made because of time or money or resources, and And I remember reading the book well before the movie because it was a hit. But when we actually used to read.
Actually used to read. You keep all your books though in pristine shape,
I do
which
have
is
all
awesome.
my books. So yeah, and actually I have some. Oh, you can't see them. I have some even displayed now. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I took out some of my movie props and put books or signed books and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
My prized Joan Crawford signed book that I have is in a special case.
Is it really her that signed it?
Yeah. So, and they actually have the program from where she signed it and stuff like that. So, and I've listened to, she did an audiobook of that too on record, which you can find, I think, on YouTube and stuff like that. So
that's some Hollywood history right there.
Fantastic. So going to the movie says, Jurassic Park is still one of the few franchises that I'll go see, even if they have super low expectations. I agree.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I would always like, oh, I'll see the new Twister. You know, there's ones, but Jackass, I don't. I can barely watch those. It's too. I feel the pain.
Yeah.
People are like,
one where he gave like cuts on his mouth. Oh,
yeah.
I still think about the paper.
Can't do it. Yeah, I'm with you going to the movies. 100%. Like no matter what they throw at you, I'm there. Like sold. Jurassic Galaxy. Like
they have our money.
It's fine.
Did they film the new one like in Hawaii or was it elsewhere? Do you know?
No, it's some foreign country, and I can't remember where now. But they filmed almost all of it in studio, and now I can't figure out what it is. Matthew will do the research.
We'll do a little research here. Jurassic World Rebirth, filmed in Omaha, Nebraska.
I knew it was somewhere different, but
I thought I saw
somewhere else. They created a special. I think had a big huge studio for it, or to have.
UK they filmed some stuff in, and then
what other country?
Malta? There was some for Calcutta, Malta. They filmed stuff in.
But
according to IMDb.
Gotcha.
We'll be seeing it though.
And part of it's like, and then you're like, why do they get like? Sometimes we don't even see those locations. It's all green screen and so forth. Like great. So is Malta? Is that where they filmed Popeye? Yeah,
I think so.
Maybe. Oh my gosh, they'll be running around the Popeye set.
Oh, could you imagine? Sweet Haven.
Oh my God, we can mix smash with the dinosaurs.
Oh, Sweet Haven.
I
love how we both thought of Popeye.
It's like, well, that's what it was kind of known for. I don't know.
Yeah,
if you're in Malta,
absolutely.
You go to be a Popeye village.
Malta. Sweet Haven.
Duval made her wondrous.
Rest her bones. Sweet Haven. There's another song on Popeye that gets stuck in your head for 20 years. I can't remember it, but there's what is it? You sang it. You know it.
I know. I sing them. I don't know why. There's sweet. There's the ones where I don't know. It's usually of
they just pop right in, and you're like
stuff like that. So it's like
days later.
The thing is, like, if you just had the songs, maybe it would be kind of a better movie. But then, you have 15 minutes in between, like
of Bluto, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So, but
it's no Silence of the Hams, but
it is not. When will we get that on the 4K
is funny
here? So, but as Roberta Maxwell from Psycho 3 as Olive Oil's mother.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So
not a bad cast. I mean, you know, for what 1980 when it came out, I believe it was. Who else to play? I mean,
who else could play Olive Oil?
Right.
And Robin Williams was the straight off of Mork and Mindy, and it was like hilarious and could do all the
Vera
voices.
from Alice. Maybe she was the only other option.
Like Vera from Alice. Who wants to? The straws every time. Every time.
Sitcom shenanigan openings.
I love those. I love that. I love Angie spilling ice cream on your shirt, and everybody's like. And Angie had a couple of ones because you go through the seasons, and like they'd always be what do you call it? She'd shake up the whipped cream, but it always like it's like, well, you just put your finger off of it, you know. But then they had to redo it, and it was like even worse, even more forced. It was like,
still more entertaining than the Happy Days ones where they just spin around. Yeah.
Well, that's something. At least that was kind of a Love Boat thing where, you know, like the return. You kind of got used to you turn to the camera and stuff like that. And Angie ended up doing that too. Have the circle and people like.
We'll do a 70s sitcom next time to give Robert a little bit more of a.
I will be spilling ice cream all over myself.
We can do a whole Happy Days trivia.
Who's able to juggle?
Happy Days.
What was it? The Bosom Buddies where they recreated the whole sitcom opening and on location too, which I was very proud there.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do those still.
Yeah. So
what was that?
They're mostly in
not great.
Not great places.
MacArthur Park.
Yeah. So yeah, they're all kind of in that 3-block area, but it's just like, but they did a good job. They went.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. That was another Miller Boyette production, right?
Was it?
I'll leave it to Brian.
Brian knows.
I didn't know if they were
watches all the credits.
They were that far back, but let's see.
Well, I'm talking about Bosom Buddies.
Yeah, but I thought Miller Boyette was more of like late 80s, but let's see.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
You're right. Miller Boyette, Bosom Buddies.
Matthew knows all.
They owned everything.
I wonder if that was like one of their first deals.
You can't get away. I think it might have been. Yeah, I don't think they were like completely on the map yet. Well, I think they had a monopoly on a lot of those shows for like a while.
Oh, they bought Happy Days. Oh, wait, no. Sorry.
Really?
No. Boyette was a creative consultant on Happy Days.
What kind of creative consult do you need to like? I'll tell you what to do.
We're going to put a leather jacket on and say something offensive to this broad.
I got an idea. Put Fonzie on water skis.
Yeah.
That's going to change the game.
Brian and I just went to Happy Days house not too long.
Yeah.
Was that this past trip? I can't remember. But...
Where is the Happy Days house?
It is down the street
what
from
town?
a check cashing place, which is really sad. It's on Melrose and
not too bad.
It's by Larchmont Village, a little bit, kind of.
Okay. But
yeah, I remember the first time I went there, I was turning off Melrose and like, there's a check cashing place at a Happy Days house. It looks so wholesome Midwestern.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood magic.
Where's it supposed to take place? I assume Midwest somewhere.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Right? Is it Milwaukee?
Yeah. Which like works in the show because it's very
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job, like Tom Bosley of the Midwestern Dad, and I thought they were really
Marion
cool
Ross.
for the time. I felt like they played it right. Yeah, Marion Ross, they played it right.
She got her
but
feet
also
like
like
Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
All roads lead to Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Brady Bunch was what, 6 seasons? 5?
It was 5.
5, but really only 4 because once Cousin Oliver came in, you just wanted to hurt yourself.
Yeah, he came in halfway through season 5, but really like the whole season 5 was kind of a wash.
It was, right? Like it was kind of watered down.
Fan.
I am. But
Cousin Oliver.
I am also a realist, and I have to admit that the last season was a bit of
where the Bradys take a cruise ship to Manhattan.
Jason's going to pilot that ship. That's a good question. Why aren't there any more Friday the 13th? Is it a licensing deal?
It is legal.
Yeah,
drama.
It's been illegal.
But who's holding up the show? Is it New Line?
Well, no. Victor Miller was the writer.
He kind of messed it up for everybody.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But
then I thought that part was settled.
It was settled, and then I think there was.
But now there's another.
Yeah, Brian
issue.
Fuller, I think, was supposed to be the showrunner, and then he pulled out for some reason, or they let him go, which I don't know. I mean, he redid Hannibal and a couple other shows, so he should have brought something good to the table, I think. But
I've been working on a Friday the 13th reboot script for about 7 years now. I still got about 15 pages left.
I was like, well, and where is it at? So, did you bring back all the final girls?
No. This is
bring them back.
Is this a fresh take?
One is named after the real name of a final girl.
Ooh. That's all you can say.
Kind of.
That's all you can.
Hoping I would sell it, but that's a pipe dream.
You never know.
You never know.
I don't know. I think we should make our fan film of.
Well, we still have to do Jaws the series.
We got
Saltwater Taffy Hotel.
Tafty.
Right. Hey, look, you just missed Chief Brody. There he is.
You could have the back of somebody, walking to kind of like
an extra.
Every once in a while, you see maybe the back of Charlie's head or hand in Charlie's Angels. And,
yeah, throw it out there. Why not?
Yeah, or a call in, like Chief Brody, line 1.
There's always an option there. Does Chief Brody make Jaws, do you think, or is it the chemistry between the 3? Like better question, if they super implanted one of the actors out, Roy Scheider, Dreyfuss, or guy that played Quint Robert Shaw, would the movie still be as good, or was it the sum of all the greats, do you think?
I think it was the sum.
I do too. I don't think either of them, none of them could have carried that movie. It's the three of them, three different characters.
I know he carried Blue Thunder.
Oh,
he did carry Jaws 2
and 2010, right?
Yeah, just saying.
Someone bought Jason X.
That is true. Nerd locations. There is hope.
There is hope. Well, we can do it. It was just weird. I was thinking about that Friday the 13th. That's bad of a taste, did it?
I'm in the very small minority that didn't mind that one, but I know most people hated it. But it's still been 15 years.
I like Jared Padalecki.
Hey, he's good in that.
He was a good final girl. He had Alice's Bob from the first one as a little callback. I thought it was maybe not done on purpose, but that's what I was like thinking. That, and plus he had that drawing. It's like, that's what you looked like last night.
The 2009 one, I think, did a good job with showing the abandoned Crystal Lake Park. Like, that was creepy. That was kind of cool to see that.
But they blended parts of 1, 2, and 3, and 4, which were nice. Those are, I consider
like
those
the
best anyway.
I think they missed out with, there was like too many sex scenes. There was like,
the characters were awful.
The movie.
The underground
characters were
tunnels.
bad.
I'm sorry. Once all the tunnels, I'm like, I don't know. It was like Island B. I was like, wait, what?
Why the tunnels? How can he excavate that much?
That's
tunnel?
That's Jersey for you.
That's true. But those characters were like just bad. It's like, we brought Chewie. We're smoking.
Well, maybe
pot.
Jensen Ackles was filming the My Bloody Valentine reboot at the same time. Like, hey, why don't you just come over and use our sets? And it's like a supernatural thing. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, yeah, there was something going on. I mean, do you remember when they're all like hanging out and the girl and Jared Padalecki are like looking for whatever his character's name was, or looking for, his sister? And that one girl's like dancing just on the table. I don't know who does that, like with two other guys. Like, let me just dance. And then they start like having sex.
Monica Keena does.
Sorry. The actor, the black dude, is like, I'm just gonna jerk off here.
Yeah, to like a Land's End catalog.
Like, maybe you're drunk and you're high and like whatever, but I don't know. Maybe go to the bathroom. He's like, I'm just gonna do it in the living room. And then they come in. I'm like, nobody acts this way.
Yeah.
It was like, we expect that to a degree in a lot of movies, like the stereotypes, and we're just a bunch of dumb kids. But that one, I felt like they really went like, it was too much.
Yeah.
It was like annoying,
Yeah. There was no Shelley to root for.
There's no chili.
Forgot 6, Brian. What 6? What is 6. That?
Oh, Rand loves Jason Lives.
That's a good one.
Is that your favorite Matthew, isn't it?
3 is Jason Lives would be.
Okay.
It's up there.
Gotcha.
Camp Crystal Lake in the dead of winter.
Yes. Hey, people keep getting chopped up at this park. Let's keep opening it up.
I think that was one of Brian Fuller's thing. I think he pitched that. Other people had pitched that too, but I think Brian Fuller was going to make it during winter and so forth. So,
that's my version of it. That's my sequel idea too.
Don't tell everybody. So now you're never going to be able to sell it.
Yeah, what's happening?
But the Friday the 13th remake almost touched on, because they kind of alluded sometimes that the town knew, what was going on. So I felt like, they could have dipped into that a little bit,
Just wants to be left alone.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Sorry to interrupt.
No, please.
Yeah. No, but you're right. The town should have, because that lady's just like, he wants to be left alone. She ain't missing. She's dead. It's like, well, how do you know that? How do you know that?
Yeah.
Does Jason have a common
come by for Thanksgiving
agreement where like you guys keep people out and he won't bother you? Like,
yeah, that's where it's like, yeah, you could do a little bit of, and then it obviously it reeked a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it was also filmed in Texas, so it felt like that. But but I was like, they could have. I'd rather have them done that than rather have the 20-minute prologue or something like that. But
that's such a good idea.
Or even a Cabin in the Woods. They lure the teenagers in.
Yeah, here we go.
to appease the Voorhees.
To appease. I just watched the Annabelle Comes Home. It reminds me of Cabin in the Woods, how Have you guys seen that movie?
Yes.
Do you remember when they're in she's in like the Warren's chamber or whatever, and there's all those different things? That would have been a cool kind of setting. I mean, it kind of was, but
like Friday the 13th, the series. Curious Goods.
An anthology of genius.
Hey, I just found this lamp. What do you think?
What? How many seasons were there of the series?
3, right?
Yeah, 3, and it kind of went because they kind of lost a cast member, and so there was some behind the scenes, I think, shakeups or something like that, but they never went well, and it was hard because I remember at the time people were like, "Yes, a series," and I was like, I mean, that was kind of at the height of Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
it was just like, well, this isn't what it was just
what
strange. So people tuned out quickly.
Did they lose a cast member like somebody passed away, or they just
no? John, he's in Jason Goes to Hell. I can't remember the one of the 3 leads. The male lead ended up leaving and then being replaced by somebody or something like that. I don't think they killed him or anything, but anyway. But
okay, because there was a I was trying to find a source or a web page or something that covered locations from Friday the 13th series. Oh, wait a second. Ta-da!
Oh. one location.
Guys, we got to look at this though.
There's you can see the title. I was like,
but why? Shouldn't this have been a better film, like a
print
series?
shop?
It was because it was like I think the logo was in a jar and the jar broke and
yeah,
but it was all 80s 90s.
Was it really poor ratings? Was that the situation?
It was syndication, so it was not a network show. So I don't really know how well it did because they had to sell it, and so it'd be on weird, Friday night at 11 o'clock or something like that. So
okay, yeah, they would have to, right? But this is in Toronto though. We looked at this before, but this is a cool. So, does it remind you of a Tales from the Dark Side? The way it's shot and presents itself, was it like an anthology kind of thing like that?
I think it was worse because this was the 80s hazy. Everything was hazy,
and the honest man. I think it was worse.
And you think it looks like a bad quality, but that's kind of the way things were shot back then. And so that was as good as it gets for kind of for that. And so I felt like that's the way everything looked, but kind of at the time.
But you have some great props from this, and it's I just feel like I'm always curious about why they cancel things. So I guess it wasn't that quickly, but you wonder what happened.
It lasted longer than Freddy's Nightmares, didn't it?
I thought that would last a little bit longer, but
did it?
Wrong, okay. And so that at least had that. So Freddy's Nightmares were a little bit. Well, obviously they had Robert Englund to at least intro, outro.
Yeah.
And so they kind of had that, and it was kind of more horror based as opposed to. This is an object-based
supernatural.
Yeah, so it kind of turned into
like a Twilight Zone kind of thing.
It was so unrelated to Friday the 13th. Yeah, that it was just kind of like, they're like, oh, we have to get that jar back, and there's like,
we have to get that jar back.
Yeah, so
at least have the store be next to like a sweater shop and have like a blue sweater in the window or something.
Do something different. But
so it wasn't a case of they just slapped the name on there for the ratings. It was actually.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was the thing. It's like this series could have worked if it was just called Curious Goods. It might have had at least a different,
Yeah.
Curious Goods. John and I were there together that day.
Oh, you guys went to the locations. Well, it's a cool page. Here's Robert.
Just called it Season of the Witch.
Oh, yes.
Season of the Witch.
Even that would have worked. Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers 2. Well, that's cool though. It's I'm always curious why what happened with that show, but
Rain's asking. Yeah, so I think the series is in limbo again.
I thought they announced a new head showrunner.
They had a new showrunner.
It's now in limbo again after that.
Well, I think they don't. I don't think anything's really been decided. So I think at least Fuller had a idea and concept, and I'm like, and then I think they threw all that away, and there's a new showrunner. I was like, I don't know if it's ever going to be.
Well, next year's a big anniversary.
They need to they'll make money of it, but and probably we're the only people that care that it's an actual anniversary. If people are like, what? Is it Are you
What
talking about the
happened?
2009 anniversary? Is that what? Because some people probably that might have been the only Friday the 13th.
Yeah, yeah.
So, which like I remember that one. Was that?
The last that I read, I'm rereading it right now, was Brad Kane was August 19th. He was supposed to be the showrunner of it, but we've been hearing things like that for years. You know, they had it developed by this person. It was supposed to release this date. So it's, you never know with this. I never hold my breath with Friday the 13th kind of announcements, because we've seen them for like 5 years.
And we could get a Clarice. Like all these years.
I know.
Clarice. I was like, shoot. That's not what we wanted at all. When we said we wanted it, it's not what we wanted. Yeah, so
we did Hannibal. Let's throw Clarice in there. It's fine.
Part 3 in 3D at the theater is the best. So
yes,
it's their authentic. Yeah, awesome. I saw it once, and
that's cool.
Alamo had the real 3D. And then, awesome. And I bought the 3D. I have a 3D TV but it didn't quite. It wasn't quite the same. But it is, and obviously that was it the most successful 3D film at that time?
I think so.
Really?
A while, yeah. So
did it make you want to eat popcorn after?
Cannot do it.
I know. Be a man.
Debbie, Andy, Shelley's dead.
Give me something to scream about.
I was, so even though like
Where's the
we've been fortunate to see it in theaters, but I would be curious. We see it with a different viewpoint now, but I was like, I wonder what like that would have been like for opening night, you know, 82.
Like spear gun coming at you.
Yeah, I was like,
could you imagine?
I don't know. I'd probably be, you know me, I'm sometimes a sucker for the relief. So I always talk about the Final Destination 4, that in the beginning, you know, there's a piece of metal that flies at the screen.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember like literally in front of the screen, and I felt this. And I snapped my head back, and my friend's like, "What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?"
I know. I was like, I felt it hit my head.
What's happening?
So that would be me in 82. Like I'd be Vera, like, what are you doing? Hey, put that down.
You start running up the aisles of like the balcony in the theater, and then you run back down.
It's too much. Oh my god.
Brian's like, Robert, how about that beer?
He never listens to me. And Brian's doing handstand.
Okay. Best kill ever.
That's the thing. Yeah, even though it is mostly tame, but yeah, I think that probably kind of what cinched it for that.
The harpoon.
So. Yeah, between that and the mask, and harpoon or Andy being
cut. Oh, I meant Andy.
Yeah, Andy got in half, and then somehow being hoisted up.
And no blood on the carpet out.
It was like he held all the blood in until as you read Fangoria, as you do, you like to, And the magazine she's holding on the outside is a different magazine than she has on the inside. I'm just saying.
That's so great.
But
3D.
She also has. Debbie has no peripheral vision. She's like, she doesn't notice anybody hiding under the hammock.
Yeah.
She didn't notice Andy's body, whatever. I don't know. Not that I do this every time I enter a room, but you know, I think
still, you would see it in your periph.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah. But maybe she's blind. She just can't see. She's like, I refuse to. Glasses make me look positively goofy. So I don't want to ruin it for Andy.
Pregnancy was
positively goofy.
Oh, she's pregnant too. I forgot. Yes.
Oh gosh. Well, 4 had some pretty good kill shots.
Paul spear in the groin. Oof.
Yeah.
That's
I think that plus then he pulls there like oof.
So yes.
That's the kind of So
that's my second favorite.
4
really? Or 4 or Paul's. Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
So, it was a pretty good rig, and I mean, I look at. I mean, I know he was up on wires, but I don't ever remember.
I don't see. Yeah,
I don't see the wires, so they didn't.
No.
They certainly didn't CGI them out.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Was the 3D when you saw it, Robert? Was it? Did it still look as good? You think as like Did it hold up as well? Like the popcorn and all that? Was it still pretty? Because you said it was original print, right?
Yeah, so I think it was the original because it was that, and I think when I saw Jaws 3D too, and they kind of had the
nice
original concept, and so it was much better than you would have on your 3D TV, and there's still some ghosting and stuff that would kind of happen, but yeah, and you saw this was kind of made it. It's a ride, it's a fun movie, but yeah, so it did make it more enjoyable. Park.
I saw Piranha 3D in the theater, and
I did too.
Did you see it?
I loved Piranha 3D.
Christopher Lloyd, like there's some shots that really do get you though, and then there's other that are like hilarious, and they keep it on for an extra few minutes or seconds. And you're like, oh, this is great. That's a fun movie though.
And
it's better than the Meg.
Oh yeah.
Oh
well, Piranha 3D knew because and I get disgusted by people losing limbs or cut in half. So that whole scene, where the girl's like, and it was like, I'm always like horrified.
The one that gets her hair caught in the propeller.
Yeah, scalping, like all
right in the Krakatukin.
Yeah. And apparently, they ran with it, and so I think that's what I kind of enjoy. And then the sequel was they ran the wrong way, but they doubled down obviously on the Double D. I mean, it was all like, what? That's not what made the first movie.
And Danielle Hannah Baker couldn't save it.
Oh my gosh. Elizabeth Shue can do no wrong.
Nope.
Fantastic.
Back to the Future 2 reunion with Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, they should have had a little. Don't I? You gotta put her. You put her to sleep again. You'll forget all of this.
You forget all of this. So funny. Did Piranha 3D do well theatrically? I don't remember. Was that like it
did, and the 3D was still a draw at the time, so it was kind of a thing.
Yeah, it grossed 83 million.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Against a 24 million budget.
Yeah. So good.
Pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody was going down for vacation in that area, and I said, please take pictures. And they didn't take one picture for me. I was like, come on.
Terrible.
Yeah.
They could have taken one, appeased you and be like, okay, yeah, we were able to get everything, but here you go. Here's
it's not that big a place. I was like, I know you're gonna be in the same spot. So
it's so obnoxious.
Thanks for nothing.
Help me out.
I will never go there myself. But
what was the location? Was it Lake Havasu?
Arizona.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
you're not trekking there to do locations.
I have Eli Roth's swim trunks from the movie.
Who does?
I do.
Like the real ones?
Yeah.
Oh, where are they? Let's see these.
Oh, I have to get out in the.
It's a whole thing. Okay.
Props thing, yeah. So, but yeah.
The prop drawer.
Well, they used to. They would sell almost everything from movies as they came out and stuff like that. So I just buy random.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I wanted Eli Roth swim trunks. So.
Hey,
as
they're
one
for
does.
sale. Yeah, it's movie history.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, let me buy these and put them in the box and never see them again.
It belongs in a museum.
Oh, that's what I can do. My whole thing is like, it's Eli Roth's swim trunks. It belongs in a museum.
I need them. They weren't even for sale. You just stole them off again.
Well,
it belongs in a museum.
A whole new Raiders of the Lost props.
Needs to be done. Needs to be done like mashup between Friday the 13th 3 and 5. I just want that guy that's like, yeah, I'm looking for a hot meal. Clean the shit out of the barn. Him to be actually like spliced in the barn. That would have been a great character. They really missed out on that.
That's what I'm thinking. He's been wandering around the whole time. He's been watching all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So he knows what's
just
going
hanging
on.
out.
Yeah. And he's like, maybe I'll stop by here. Yeah. He wasn't even doing anything. I didn't even know. Did he even clean out the chicken coop?
No, I think he was just kind of walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody missed him.
Clean out the shit. I'm just looking for a hot meal. All right. It's great. I just love it. Well, if you're listening or watching, we're going to be at the Hollywood show in just a few weeks here. Roughly about a month from today. Hollywood show.
Yes.
Checking out the RoboCop folks. They're going to be in town. That's like the big draw, right?
You see they got Ronnie Cox will be there. So.
Oh, right.
You can ask him all about Beverly Hills Cop.
You really could. I think that's going to be the... Are you gonna get? Would that be a signature that you would ask?
I might
Robert?
get a photo with him. I don't know. So yeah. So I mean,
I like your
he's done a
discretion
lot,
though, because you're like, yeah, like
I just compared to I don't know Shazam.
Right. Right. No, I don't have any discretion. I'm just like, I feel bad for you. Take money, and I was taken advantage of. But Robert knows. He's like, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, and like you make good choices. I'm just like, here's my social security number, sir.
Yeah.
It's not even a celebrity.
Can I get my credit card back?
This
is cash only.
Their website, like, you can never just click to see who's going.
No.
It's always
no. I'm on
bad,
there
right?
now. You have to scroll and click like 5 times.
Right, well, you go to the LA one, even though they have other ones.
Yeah, it says click here for who's going, and then it says page not found.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's bad.
I seem to be fine.
Well, Rod Serling's Night Gallery will be there.
Brian Austin Green will be there.
No, he wasn't at the 90s con with all the other nights.
And Jillian, speaking of great sitcoms.
Carrie Wurr will be there. We can get some Thinner memorabilia signed.
Who was supposed to be from Thinner last time?
Lizard.
Oh,
it was Carrie Wurr. It was what's his name? Joe Mantegna.
Oh yeah. So he was supposed to be there,
but he wasn't there, right?
No, he ended up canceling. So yeah, whoever you're really looking forward to, then they will end up canceling. So please.
You've said that before, and it's like true.
It's always true. It's like I'm going to make a special trip to.
We have to ask, or if you're there when I'm not, we have to ask Sandy Duncan where the baseball field is from the opening credits of the Hogan Family.
Oh,
I forgot about.
I assume it's in Pasadena because that's where the house is, but
that's another great sitcom right there.
Yes.
I don't know. People still bring her like Nabisco wheat thins.
Yeah.
Are people going to do that? Because
they should.
You might be too young to remember, but it was always her walking in the field.
Walking in the field.
Yeah. You can YouTube the commercials, and that's what I know her for. I mean, she did some acting. But
loved wheat thins.
But I'm sure she'll probably have some on her table. That would be fantastic.
She's picture taken with her, feeding each other a wheat thin. That's your photo op.
You're like, oh. then I might. It's like, oh, she's gone too far. I'm like, now I can't do that.
Not happening.
Like sometimes, like the Land of the Lost People.
Yeah, the rap.
Redoing their thing and whatever, and then Sandy Duncan has like fake wheat. I don't know. I would. Then I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing.
Now it's time, right?
The wheat field photo op.
So good. No, I'll give you money for that.
Yeah, I'll give you some money. I'll throw you some money for that. So, but
let me know if you need me to pick up a box of wheat thins. I'm sure you don't want to bring them on the plane.
Some Nabiscos.
Yes. I'm looking. Yeah, Morgan Fairchild. So we got some good 80s.
So where?
Yeah, it looks good.
Where's this?
So if you go to hollywoodshow.com.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, and click here for Los Angeles. Do you see that? And it says click here to see who's coming to the show. More are currently being added.
Oh, De Niro's going to be there. Fred De Niro.
Oh, okay, here we go.
So they usually add some of the newbies. So you see Brian Austin Green, Ronnie Cox, and so forth. And then they're alphabetical order by first name. Then so then you can go through. And then
Kelly Packard from California Dreams. Oh my God,
California Dreams.
Yeah, Nicole Eggert,
Angela Cartwright from Sound of Music.
Speaking of Charles,
Charles in Charge.
Of their days and their nights. Of their wrongs and their rights. Of their
happy
days and their lives. Angela Cartwright will be there. The Hollywood show is, if you are watching or listening and you're interested in attending, you can see us there. We'll be on October 18th and 19th at the Marriott in Burbank, Los Angeles Marriott Burbank Airport Hotel.
Yeah.
Are you going to bring some almond roca for Diane Baker?
I'm just so excited to meet her. I don't know why. So I was like,
you getting the jitters?
Well, yeah, I was like, and she did a number of movies with Joan Crawford. So I'm just kind of curious. I don't know. So Straight Jacket is probably the most well-known one, but And of course, Silence of the Lambs.
Take that thing back to Baltimore. His name is Louis Friend, 5'7", says in Philadelphia may have lied. Take this thing.
I wonder if she has that 8x10 of her just like with that disgust, you know.
Oh wow, George Chakiris from West Side Story is going to be there.
Yeah, all the stars.
Ian Ziering, 90210. Oh wow, a lot of 90210 folk.
So I think it's nice that when they take advantage of people that they probably would not fly anywhere to different conventions that just happen to be in LA.
Ben Seaver from Growing Pains.
Good point, Robert.
Oh my God, I can't wait to walk around and not get autographs from these people.
Just leer at them.
Wait, so Robert, you said it's good for people that this show or all of Hollywood shows?
Well, all of Hollywood shows, because these are people that probably still live in LA. They would
not
fly out to.
I thought you meant people going. You're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
The talent. Yeah.
Except for Shazam guy, he was like, "I live in Tennessee." I'm like, wow, no wonder you're trying to nickel and dime me.
Oh, I just saw Keith Coogan 2 weeks ago. I went to a "Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead" screening down in Santa Ana, and he had merchandise. He had a $50 license plate that said "So Cool" from Adventures in Babysitting. I was
Keith
really
Coogan from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yeah, they had a screening and then he did a Q&A. Wait, were you at this?
No, I wasn't there. I was at Target and he rang me up when I left. So that's that's terrible.
Ooh,
no, he does well. I'm sure he does well. No, I'm kidding. I've never met him.
Just stay noticeably silent on this.
Oh no! Oh, Robert's silent. Robert's texting him right now.
That'll be off. I'll save that for offline conversations. Anyway.
Well, we can wrap it up tonight, guys. It's been an hour and a half. Unless you have anything else you wanted to get off your chesties.
No, this is fun.
It's a great show. Love hanging out.
Yes.
With you gents discussing.
Thanks for having me again.
And asking me questions I don't know the answer to.
We'll never do another.
We'll do
trivia.
Nothing pre-1980 will be allowed on the next theme song trivia contest.
Absolutely not.
I did watch several episodes of Three's Company the other night in the hotel.
Still holds up.
There was really nothing else on, and I was just like, how bad were these? And
yes, some of them are.
It holds up, though, don't you think? I mean, some things you absolutely cannot say. But the timing and everything
that are just like, I can't believe we sat there for a half an hour. And
yeah, well, every other episode ends on a gay joke, so it's just like,
do they really?
Yeah, it was just like Larry.
Because they thought John Ritter was.
Larry was.
Yeah, he was supposed to be gay, right?
Yeah, well, and it's not even that. They was just end up being because like Larry was singing at a restaurant, but he was a bad singer. How are we gonna get rid of him? And Nurse Terry's like, I know, I'm gonna call some coworkers and so at the end, the flowers are being thrown at Larry. And he's like, who would this come from? Like, you wouldn't see. And it was like three men. He's like, I'm not singing ever again. And everybody freezes. And like,
that is really bad because it's late 70s, early 80s. But from what I remember, the premise, John Ritter, Jack, right, lived with the two women.
Girls.
But he was only allowed to because the owners thought he was gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that against the Anti-Discrimination Act of
it was the 70s.
Still, I mean, California, like you could still do that. I guess you could. I don't know.
Well,
we've come a long way.
Have we, or have we gone back to Handmaid's Tale, where that is
we've
now
done
no
both.
allowed.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a lot of work to do. But yeah, I don't like that about Three's Company.
This was the LA Zoo opening.
Oof, yeah.
So I just like
the later years.
I've never been to the LA Zoo, so it kind of made me want to.
Oh yeah,
I'm going there this
Some
weekend.
Of this stuff is still recognizable, and
Robert, I'll get locations for you. I'm going there this weekend.
Okay, I want to go into the flamingos and
you got to do your little
arm.
Do your thing,
leg thing.
That. Yeah,
turn and wink.
She did have legs that went on forever. Because
yeah, we should do a whole opening. Like you should do Vera with the straws. You should do a whole thing.
Everything is
ice cream cone. Do a whole.
They
video.
Don't do that anymore. So
We'll bring it. You'll bring it back.
I'll bring it back.
We'll figure it
do
out.
Do an homage, and people eat it up. No pun intended. And
well, the Taft Hotel or Tafty, Well, that'll be all.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Yeah, the whole opening, even though it won't be that kind of show, but it will always open.
No.
What kind of hijinks is this?
The housekeeper's wheel falls off the cart, and everything goes down the stairs. You know,
and they were still doing that. I'm trying to think. Golden Girls had the. I mean, it wasn't as goofy,
right?
But they were still doing.
Yeah,
and then the look like
doing cutaways.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
All right, that'll be your show tonight. Don't forget to check out Robert's website at setjetter.com, Brian's website at r2rlocations.blogspot.com. For all of us here, we will see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.